Welcome to the somewhat mid-afternoon show. I am your host, Mike Ryder. And we put out last week that we were looking for your guys' questions so that we could return to the segment known as Ask Mike. Now, it used to be Ask Mike's, but now there's only one Mike. So it's just Ask Mike. And I've got a few of your questions here before me that I'm going to do my best to try to answer. Some of them are easy, like this first one, sent in to us by Sophie Snake. Have you ever tried peanut butter and pickles? No, I have not. First, I do not like pickles. Second, that sounds like a gross combination. Our next question is sent in by Isaac Iguana. And he asks, what is the mass of the sun? I don't really know. I don't even know what measurement unit to use for the mass of the sun. So I'm going to go 1,000,000,000,000 grams. You can Google and see if that's right. And our final question comes from Tammy G. Do angels have gender? Now, if we were to go with scripture, some of the angels that get named in the stories are Gabriel and Michael, which are male names. I have actually just been reading in Zechariah as well, and they do refer to one of the angels as he. So that would suggest maybe that they're all male, but we don't know for sure. Maybe just the male ones get sent out on their angel missions. Maybe they don't actually have gender, and they just appear in those roles because people during that time would really only take messages of authority from men. So it could be that's why they appeared as men. They might not have gender. So all that to say, we don't know, but those are some of the thoughts. They only appear as male in the Bible. So thank you for your questions. And we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our guest. Now that you're at home in quarantine, I am sure that you have lots of spare time at home. You could be playing video games. You could be watching the greatest late night show of all time. Or you could be hacking NASA. Instead, you are going to do your homework and finish the school year strong, right? In fact, you are probably doing homework right now. Anyways, back to the somewhat mid-afternoon show with me, Mike Ryder, your host. Welcome back to the somewhat mid-afternoon show. I'm your host, Mike Ryder, and we are here with our guest, Hannah.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Hannah. We're going to play a game first. You ready for a game?
Yeah.
All right. This game is going to test your art skills, but also just kind of like a sixth sense almost, because you're not allowed to look at what you're drawing. It's just a blind draw. All right?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the Sharpie and this pad of paper, and I want you to put the pad of paper on your head. And I am going to describe things to you to draw, and we're going to see how well you can do. So you might want to draw big so the cameras can pick it up. Cool?
Okay.
All right, here we go. First, draw a square. All right, this square is going to be a house. So I need you to draw a roof on the house. All right. Now draw a front door on your house. Okay, now draw a tree next to your house. All right, draw a window on your house. All right, draw a pathway leading to the door. Starting to smell like Sharpie in here.
I want to get Sharpie in my hair.
Put a chimney on the roof of your house. Now draw a cloud up in the sky on the piece of paper. And so draw some smoke coming from the chimney. And now draw the sun in the sky. All right, there's our picture. Let's hold it up to your close-up camera. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. You can see that the house is there. That's a pretty good attempt, actually. I'm quite impressed. Very good. Nice job. So with that lovely piece of art, we are going to go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We interrupt this very non-special program of the Somewhat Mid-Afternoon Show to bring you breaking news. We are just now getting reports that Jared the Scoop Gelato has been detained by police for breaking into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and once again interrogating Oompa Loompas to find the alleged ice cream chamber. Inside sources have claimed that Mr. Gelato threatened to kidnap and reverse spray tan each Oompa Loompa a different color in an attempt to confuse them. He is currently under negotiation for valuable information. This is his 9th alleged count of attempted kidnapping and uttering threats. We have been getting reports that he has stated, "I have no regrets. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. My lawyer is a legend. Try me." In previous encounters with law enforcement, Mr. Gelato has been known to withhold valuable information from the police in order to negotiate an exchange for Fudgy Wudgy ice cream. In other news, next week at Proximity, we have a Bible study on Tuesday at 3:30 p.m., where Pastor Mike will continue to bring us through the book of Mark. And we'll be playing Codenames on Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Through Zoom. Ask Pastor Mike for more details on that. This has been a very special broadcast of the Somewhat Mid-Afternoon News with your special host, me, Brady Ash.
And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break. And we are still here with our guest, Hannah. And Hannah, we're going to do an interview now to hear a little bit about your testimony. So we're going to start how we always start testimonies with Jesus. What drew you to Christ in the first place?
What drew me to Christ? Well, I grew up in a Christian home. I was born and raised in a Christian home. I went to church every Sunday and went to Sunday school. And, you know, I always just thought, well, this is going to be very stereotypical, but like VeggieTales, crackers, Bible stories in Sunday school. But I feel like for me, when it really, like, I always knew what Christ was and like my relationship with him. But when I really realized like what the impact of that had would probably be my first trip to Guatemala. That was when it really sunk in, when I was like, this is what Christ can do for other people. So that was a big eye-opening opportunity that drew me even more to Christ than I already was.
Yeah, that's cool. I had to jump ahead to a question, so hopefully this doesn't mess up in the order. But I think it ties in with what you said about Guatemala. So is there, was an experience of God or an answer to prayer you'll never forget? I'm guessing that might have something to do with Guatemala.
Yes. This year, we were supposed to go before COVID-19, but we didn't have all of our wheelchairs yet, and we only had one house of the two that we needed to get. And as a team, we were always like praying constantly to get the funds in, to get the wheelchairs, to get the homes. And one Sunday, Curtis went up and he told the church about it. And the next Sunday, we had all of our wheelchairs and all the houses and all the food bags and all the Bibles. So that was a huge answer to all of our prayers on our team, because we were really, really, really hoping that we could do that. So we finally got the funds to that. So that was a big answer.
Yeah, that's amazing. I remember that Sunday because I was doing media and Curtis went up and did that. And I was just like shocked at how we were so far back. And then just within a week, just the generosity of everyone.
Yeah.
It was an amazing thing. Yeah, that's really cool. How has God transformed you? We've talked before about people who have been growing up in the church, and it's kind of this longer process. Is there something that you've seen God transform you in over time?
I feel like for me, when I was really transformed, music really speaks to me in many different ways. Like we're talking right now, if you were singing to me, I would understand it way better. Music like just speaks to me in a different way. So I feel like when I'm singing on the worship team or just like listening to worship, I really connect that way. And when I am not performing, but when I am on stage with the worship team, and when I'm I already said that. Even when I'm in the congregation, just singing, it like just brings a whole other aspect that really,
Yeah, that's a really important discovery that we need to make is how we connect with God the best. And so for you, discovering that worship is that thing is awesome, because then okay, if I'm feeling kind of disconnected from God, I can just sing and worship and connect that. So that's really cool. What has God been teaching you recently?
Patience is a big one.
Yeah,
Especially
it rears its head again.
patience, a lot of patience, being quarantined in a house with the same 4 people for a long time. It's very easy to get on each other's nerves. So just sometimes, you need some patience, and also, it's like just sucks kind of not being able to be outside, and just that knowing that in a couple months, hopefully, we'll all be able to do it again. But just being patient until that time comes.
Yeah, it seems to be a general thing everyone is learning is, we're forced to wait right now. So hopefully we can actually learn some patience out of it and take it forward. So that's a cool thing. Well, thank you for coming, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. And thank you to Brady and Jeremy for all the behind the scenes things we're doing. And we will see you next week.